The brand new Taylormade Original One mini driver. A driver replacement or replacement for a 3-wood? Let's do it, and let's do it now. Now this could get interesting. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your very first time watching my content, first of all, welcome to the channel. Second of all, please take a second to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. In today's video, I'm putting TaylorMade's brand new for 2019 Original One mini driver up against the TaylorMade M6 3-wood. I'm going to test these clubs not only off the tee, but also off the fairway. Could the Original One mini driver be a good replacement for people who just want to hit the 3-wood that little bit further? Off the first tee, three-wood mini driver. Now there is a pretty strong wind today, as you can probably hear, but the mini drivers absolutely pummeled the 3-wood. The 3-wood did kind of flight up a little bit, it did get up into the wind, whereas the mini driver was a lot more boring. It is lower lofted. I'm playing it at 13.5 degrees as opposed to the 15 degree M6 3-wood. Here we've got 240 yards into quite a strong wind. I'm going to hit 3-wood first, then I'm going to hit mini driver. Let's see if I can pick that mini driver off the fairway as well as I can the 15 degree 3-wood. And let's see which one gets me close to the green. Absolutely nailed that one. It did ride the wind again, it got up, but we're pin high right. We've missed a green, but it's gone the distance. Now I'm thinking this might be a bit too much. Now straight away looking down at this, not quite as inviting as the 3-wood was. Let's see. Oh my... I can't swear, can I? Oh, oh, TaylorMade. I mean, it's gone long, but don't get me wrong, we sort of knew it was going to go long. But the line on which it was on, oh, it was murdering the flag. Oh, it felt really good as well, felt really good. Now as we get up here to the green, to be honest, I'm quite happy with both these shots. I think the mini driver's left me quite a difficult chip shot, whereas if we look at the 3-wood, we have flag here, 3-wood here. Now let's see just how far long the mini driver has gone. I'm not gonna lie, the mini driver felt a better strike. It may well have been a better swing, but we're miles long. Look at this. Now this isn't really much of a surprise to me, as we have a 275cc head in the mini driver, 185cc head in the M6. Interestingly, the shaft length is pretty identical, so the head mass and the loft is making up that huge difference. Now you may be wondering why I'm doing this test, why I'm doing it outdoor, why I'm not doing it on the launch monitor and just kind of seeing how far things go. But realistically, we know there's going to be a difference distance, and that's not what I'm testing. What I'm testing is, could this driver, mini driver, be a viable 3-wood replacement? Now I did test the Taylormade Original One mini driver just yesterday in the studio. Loved it, thought it was great. Distance wasn't really there for what I would expect from a full driver, a proper driver, a big driver, but for a mini driver, it wasn't lacking that far behind. So I'm going to hit them now primarily off the deck. You saw what happened off the first tee regards to distance. The mini driver took it quite convincingly, didn't it? Let's see what it's like off of the deck. It looks big, I'm not gonna lie, it looks big down at the ground compared to the 3-wood. We'll go 3-wood first this time. Just before I go actually, it is quite interesting because I've just thought I missed the fairway with the first one, didn't I? We get away with it this time of year because the grass hasn't quite grown yet. But the 3-wood did its job there. I was in the middle of the fairway, albeit 20 yards back. Whoa. That was quite toey. It's gone straight down the middle of the fairway, lovely high flight, and it's gone miles with the 3-wood. Both of these clubs have twist face incorporated, neither of which is speed injected. Don't strike it like that, James, please. Just not full of confidence off the floor with them. Oh, that was bottomy. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Oof. Now I think, only just, that's another missed fairway with the mini driver. And I think the fairway would straight up the middle. Now interestingly, both of these clubs have a speed pocket that is designed so that if you hit the ball low on the face, you're going to get the forgiveness, you're going to get the ball speed, and you'll still get the distance. And it's especially a good job there for me with the mini driver because that came so far out the bottom, it could well have almost been a top, and that's one thing which would worry me a tiny bit if I was going after, put it this way, I wouldn't be going after one over water with it. Just don't feel confident, whereas with a 3-wood, all day. I'll go for it all day, I'll put it in the water all day, but I'm confident enough to have a go. That means anything? Now I know fine margins are fine margins, but 3-wood, fairway hit, mini driver, fairway missed. And yeah, it is only just, like I'm only just on the fairway with the 3-wood, I'm only just off the fairway with the mini driver. And actually as well, if you look at the distance, wait. Nine yards! So 9 yards difference that time. The 3-wood was struck beautifully and the mini driver was pretty bottomy. So it's done well to still get past a well-struck 3-wood realistically. In all fairness, the mini driver is a very forgiving driver. I look down at it, the ball's on the deck, I'm not gonna lie, don't fancy it, not one bit. But I've never been that good at hitting driver off the deck. I top it, I thin it, I box it out to the right, put it on a T-peg, different proposition altogether. But then I quite like hitting driver, I don't miss that many fairways. People in America may say otherwise, but struggle to really find a place for it. Let's hit some more. Play a couple more holes. I'm going to go with the teed up approach this time. That should favour the mini driver. Let's see if I can actually get one in the fairway with it. Otherwise it's a little bit redundant, isn't it? Oh, yeah. That thing has carried a very, very long way. In the bunkers, to be precise. Two completely and utterly different shots. That one was very much a thin to win out the bottom, but the speed pocket again has come to my rescue. Decent ball speed, it flighted itself okay, and I bet it's up there. Off a T-peg, the mini driver. Mwah. Now these two are going to be quite close, but that won't tell the whole story. the mini driver pitched in here, because I saw a big puff of smoke or sand. Smoke. And actually the M6 3-wood is up there. So yeah, it doesn't really tell the whole story. I mean, pitching there as opposed to pitching like 10 yards off the tee and finishing there. But hey, that's golf. So guys, make sure you do hit those comments below. Is this video helping anyone? Is anyone considering the mini driver as opposed to a 3-wood? Is anyone considering a mini driver at all as opposed to a driver? I have got to say, I'm going to hit one more. We're going to go one more hole. It's the tightest hole we have here at Huddersfield Golf Club, and it's going to be into the wind. I'm going to go off the deck again this time because I think as a test that's only fair. We're testing 3-wood, aren't we? But for me, the mini driver that I struck on the first hole off the fairway, that strike will live with me forever. The sound will always be ringing in my ears. It was pretty incredible. Let's see if I can recreate it here. I'm also very much looking forward to getting Mark the mid-handicap tester on this driver, on this mini driver. I may need a new mid-handicap tester if this goes in his bag. Three-wood first. Oh, be long enough. Oh, that. Oh, perfect. That was a miss strike. Still in the middle, but really heavy. And that's what I've been worried about the whole time. The whole time I've been hitting this off the deck, I have been petrified of topping it, fatting it, thinning it. It just looks too big to hit off the deck for me personally. Make sure you hit those comments below if you've managed to try one. If you use a mini driver yourself at home, do you hit off the deck or is it a mini driver? So I guess to summarise the mini driver against a 3-wood, for me, you've got to stay with the 3-wood. The 3-wood is the 3-wood does what it says, it does what you want it to do. I'm a big believer that you need to have a number for your driver and a number for your 3-wood. My number for the driver is about 200 to 290, no, am I joking? My number for the driver is around 280 to 285. My number for the 3-wood is around 250 to 260. And if I'm really trying to step on it, maybe a tiny bit more. As soon as you get into the realms of having two clubs that go the same distance, realistically, what is the point? Now, if you were to ask me about the mini driver as a concept itself, now that's a funny one because I almost wish, and this sounds ridiculous, I almost wish I struggled with my driver so I could warrant putting a mini driver in there. I mean, I don't particularly struggle with my driver. I have the odd round like everybody. Never really bothers me too much. But the mini driver is so fun to hit. Real fun, really enjoyable. The sound, the feel. Oh, apart from obviously that last one, which was fat. Now don't take this as a summary, but mini driver, 3-wood. And if you've not watched my standalone review of the TaylorMade Classic One mini driver, that's pretty much what I said. That's what I have to say about it. This thing isn't a cheat code. This thing doesn't make you hit every single fairway. You fat one, you thin one, roof one, it's not going to hit the fairway. It's not going to go where you want it to go. It will still bite you. But it is still a lot more forgiving than a driver, so there is that. Let's see if we can stick this last one close and take advantage of the pummeled 3-wood we've hit off this tee. Guys, I've been James Robinson. Thank you so much for watching that comparison between the brand new TaylorMade Classic One mini driver and the TaylorMade M6 3-wood. Now make your own minds up as to what you think about that, but for me, a 3-wood's a 3-wood and a driver is very much a driver. But I have really enjoyed that. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Look who's come out to play. We'll see you tomorrow.